and welcome back to our channel. So it's Saturday again, and we're bringing you another edition of what we've gotten done over the last week on our shuttle bus conversion to an RV.
Hope you enjoy it. Alright, this is basic RV trim. It's got a little rubber trim piece in it. I'm going to try to pull it down gently, not to stretch it, so I can try to reuse it. And thank goodness they didn't put a screw in every one of these holes, but we're just going to strip out these panhead screws and get all the way down. And then I found out when this trim comes off, there'll be another set of screws behind this fiberglass piece they'll also have to take out, so it's a lot of screws.
This side's down already. And what we're trying to decide is we took this down in the bathroom, and it had a really pretty, let me go to the bathroom. It has just a, well, it's not pretty, but just a, it's just plywood behind it, and it came out pretty easy. So we're thinking we're just going to paint the ceiling up here. We bought some beadboard to put up, but this might be easier. So we're gonna pull this off and pull all this carpet down and see what's under it. And we're either gonna try to paint it or we're gonna go back with beadboard. But we're just a little concerned because since this is a shuttle bus, it's fiberglass, not a real bus, we're worried about weight. So we'll see what happens, we'll let you know. So we've got both sides down, and Randy has used the box cutter to cut all around the carpet where it's connecting to the areas we're not pulling, which is obviously underneath that AC and down the two sides. And then he's gonna start pulling. We're gonna see how well this comes off of the plywood that's underneath it, and so we can see what kind of condition it's in. And we're hoping that we can just prime it and paint it. Gosh, that's coming off so easy. So we have the first coat of paint on the ceiling, and I really like it. If you look real close, you can see it's got like a popcorn to it. So if you're wanting a smooth surface, this would not be what you would want to do. But I kind of like the old popcorn ceiling look, and since we're going with rustic, I think it really works. So, I know, I'm sorry guys, the lighting is awful, but I really think this is going to look really nice. Okay. Next step is these white walls here, and we have decided not to take these down, but to just cover them so we don't have to worry with trying to take all this trim off and all these windows out and stuff. So what we have done is we've gone over all of this white part here with a vinegar wash to get all the residue off and make sure it's really super sticky. And then we went to Lowe's and we picked up this product right here, Style Sections, and it is basically peel and stick laminate, I guess laminate, right? That's the word, flooring in this really pretty wood. And so our plan is just to basically peel it, stick it on the walls. So so that piece right there stuck really, really nicely. Like I said, we used the vinegar because it'll dry, would not leave any residue behind, to make the walls, you know, the best possible to take the adhesive. So we're just going to stick these on, and I'll show you how it goes. Okay, here's what we figured out, or I should say Randy figured out, on how to make these curves. So what he's doing is he's tracing the edge of the window frame with a graphite pencil.
You ready to do this one?
I did, but
This doesn't have a lip on. Good enough right there.
And then you just take the next board and be sure you line it up on the bottom where it needs to go. And then rub, rub, rub. And Very faint, but you can see it. So now we just take it outside and cut it. After thinking about it, we decided just to be on the safe side, we're going to come through, double hook these things down to be sure that they don't go anywhere. And an added effect is it actually makes the bolts look more real because now they've got little screws in the corners. Well, not screws.
Nail holes.
Yeah, nails. So it actually makes it look a little bit more authentic.
Now we're trying to solve the problem of getting fresh water into our bus. I picked this up at a boat and RV supply. It's just part number 27886, made by AquaPro. Basically, it's about, let's see, it was $15.50. And then I used, I guess that's about a 3-inch or so, size it up, hole saw. This is an aluminum body, so it's real easy. I was just able to drill that out, and this fit in nice with a little bit of caulk and screw that in. And right now I'm gonna go to PEX with this. I like using PEX for plumbing, and I just use a piece I had at the house. That's an old piece of a plastic T. I'll probably replace that later with a brass PEX fitting, but for now I'm gonna thread that up, and then I have an adapter to go from that to PEX. I run PEX across. I'm also taking this opportunity to use this T. Later I'm gonna put a freshwater onboard holding tank. This has a check valve that will keep water from going out backwards. So I put it under 12-volt pump pressure, it won't spray back out. It'll actually service from a freshwater tank, or I could fill the freshwater tank in reverse. But for now, I'm just putting the T in the line, so I have options. So that's it.
Okay, let me show you the final Saturday morning, what we've gotten done this week, and explain to you kind of where things are going from here, and maybe get your opinion on a few things. So for starters, you saw a little bit earlier how we were putting up this flooring right here on the walls. And it's been up for about, what, a week? Well, right about just under a week now. And what we have learned is because the bus does get hot and cool and hot and cool, the adhesive all by itself would not have held these to the wall. So if you're going to do flooring on the walls like we did, you really do need to put the brad nails in. And we started with just 2 on this side and 2 on this side, but we've noticed down here that where we didn't do in the middle, it's going just a little bit. So I think we're going to go back and do 3 across the bottom and 3 across the top on every board just to be sure it stays up. But you know, here in South Carolina, it's still in the 90s, and this is holding, so I don't think we're going to see a problem with that. And this is clipped in funny, but one thing I forgot to say is the reason why there's this big white thing right here is we live about 45 minutes to an hour from the nearest Lowe's and Home Depot. We didn't buy enough of this. One box did not do it. We needed about 20 more pieces because we're going to do the down low area too. But that's why these on the windows are still white, because we need to add more. But here's another tip if you guys decide to do this like we did. The walls of our bus were white and we decided not to take the walls down. But what we found is right around the edges where it doesn't butt up exactly, the white was showing through. So we just got a black Sharpie marker and went around the edges first, and that way when you put it in, if it doesn't butt up quite exactly, you can't tell because it just blends in. Also, another little tip, our black windows had a lot of little areas where silver was shining through. Black Sharpie fixes that too. So I just went around while I was Sharpieing, and anywhere I saw silver on the black trim, I just hit it with the Sharpie, and now it looks brand new again.
Also on these, even though this is a dark, simulated dark wood floor, that the edges of the planks are not stained dark. They're actually kind of a white color. So
yeah, like
we did the same thing, taking the Sharpie marker, the edges, wherever the edges would be visible, we actually went in before, that's not in focus, we went in before installing, and here's a good example right here where this was pieced together right there. We went in before installing and took the same Sharpie marker and darkened the edges of the planks so they come together looking nicely. Also, we found out those brads actually look really sharp. Even though this is a simulated reclaimed wood, it had no nails in the pattern. So by us adding the brads, it actually made it look more authentic. And then also I have quarter round trim that'll go over all of this area here. So that'll probably be installed. It'll be installed before the next
Coming
video.
up here, this came with the bus, and it was white and shiny and, you know, not really what I wanted. So we took it down and I spray painted it green, and y'all, when I picked this out in the store and looked at it in the sun, it was a beautiful, beautiful Florida green, light, you know, lovely. Put it up here, it looks like army green. So this is not staying. I'm trying to decide now what color to do. I'm either going to do the brown that is in the bathroom, or I'm going to do maybe like a light khaki tan color. But if you have any thoughts on what color this should be, let me know. Coming over here, this is my new kitchen, and I am absolutely in love with this kitchen. I didn't, you know, originally I thought when we weren't going to do the door that we were just going to have a straight kitchen right along the back there, and I was kind of worried when we put the door in what we were going to do. But actually I like this so much better since it's a nice U shape. Randy and I actually can both fit back here. That gives me the option of, you know, setting up our cook stove. Right now we're just going to use one of the pop-up propane camping type stoves that has 2 burners. We can put that right here, cook while we're looking outside at the beautiful views wherever we're going to be. I still have plenty of room right here to be chopping vegetables or food prep or whatever it is we're going to do. So this makes a really, really nice large kitchen. And I also kind of like the fact that it separates the space. You have a living room there and a kitchen here, and it just feels more like 2 rooms versus trying to just put everything in one big huge square, which is what it would have looked like if I'd done it the other way. So I really, really like this a lot. This was a happy accident when the door went in. And speaking of doors, let me see if I can equal this up. A little bit light in here. We finally got our door up. So right now this is the closet door. This is how it will ride when, you know, well, this is how it will stay unless someone is actively using the restroom. And this keeps everything in the closet secure, just in case. Oh, got it there. So if you have to use the bathroom, oh, and I don't have a latch on it yet, so I'm having to reach up. But then this closes. And then you have privacy in the bathroom. And I'm going to let Randy come in here and show you guys.
Also guys, thanks so much. You guys had some suggestions about really whether or not we should have opened this wall up. And initially we thought we did not need to do it because we don't mind walking around. But man, it has been great having this opening here.
I mean, not just for getting in the bathroom, but for bringing in supplies.
Yeah,
for the rest
I
of
mean,
the bus. Oh my gosh, you guys.
When the only door we had on the bus was the driver's side regular van door or the door in the stairwell, getting furniture in and out was kind of a pain. Where at least now we have a straight shot. Now it is a narrow opening. I think the opening ended up being just shy of 23 inches,
But it works for
which
me,
is kind of narrow.
I'm a big girl, and I fit.
So anyway, since that's been a great addition. I think we're really gonna be glad. All weather conditions. Plus, we had an issue before of trying to figure out how we were going to heat and cool just the bathroom space because it was its own living space. Whereas now, without opening, with that opening there, it should maintain the same temperature as a cab. All right, I want to tell you a little bit more about this countertop. I'm not a cabinet maker. I'm not really even a carpenter. I just kind of play around with it. But I want to keep it simple. This whole thing was built from 1 sheet of 3/4 inch cabinet grade plywood. Got it at Lowe's. It's about $55 a sheet here in South Carolina. This isn't even attached yet. It's just sitting together. We just mocked it up. I'll go back in and glue it and shoot brad nails in it. Maybe get some way. I'll attach the top from underneath so I don't damage the countertop. But it's basically just a 4 foot wide. It'll be about finished at about 33 inches high, which is not a bad cabinet height. And of course the cutout we use ended up being the front. The balance of the board we cut off is the end. And all I'll do now is on the back I'm going to attach probably a 1x6 down in front of the window and down the side of the wall and attach it to the back wall. And we'll come back with some small little brackets and screws and attach it to the floor so it won't move or shift.
In case you're wondering too, we had gone back and forth about a backsplash, but show them why we can't have a backsplash.
Well, one of the things we didn't want to do is we really guys enjoyed these fire exits. We actually have little sticks made prop those open, and could have gone up any higher with the backsplash. We could have blocked our access to those windows. And Jimmy may have showed you before, underneath, instead of trying to build, you know, it's one thing just to build a flat cabinet top, but doing drawers gets a little more complicated. So we just bought a cheap set of Sterilite from Walmart.
They're still taped up.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is anyways new from Walmart. Those fit in there nice. We did this one in our van build, just a plywood top and ends, and that's where all the strength comes from. And then these, we just secure these in. It gives us full drawers and a lot of different configurations. You see, there's a shorter set there. This will have a shelf on top. We can put our cook stove. We've opted so far not to put in a permanent style cooking surface, because when we're not, if the weather's bad, we cook in here. Most of the time, I'm gonna be cooking outside on a picnic table or somewhere outside the vehicle. And again, this was an old bathroom vanity Jamie painted.
That one's not staying there. That's just there holding up the.
Yeah, that's just.
It's holding up the cabinet now, so we get it hooked in.
This is one that Jamie painted for this purpose. That's actually a bathroom sink top, but it'll work fine for our purposes here. It's not very deep, but you know, we'll do a lot of dishes.
The exciting thing, exciting to me, the bathroom sinks aren't as wide as like a regular kitchen counter. And if we'd done a kitchen counter in here, it would have come out almost to right
30,
there.
30 inches or so.
So doing this, we can keep, because we really don't need anything bigger than, you know, what will hold up our cooker, or, you know, something we can chop vegetables on or whatnot. So smaller in here was definitely better. Anything else? Sorry, I interrupted.
That's it.
Well, while we're right here, let me show you the rest of the bathroom.
And we apologize for it being dirty. We had all these fixtures outside, and they spent a night in the weather, so the commode and everything looks dirty right now.
So we have our sink back up here. Actually, in the camera, it looks clean. Our toilet is put back in. This is the exhaust pipe. Exhaust? Not exhaust. Vent. Yeah, that thing. That we showed you last time, and I just painted it a brown color that matches the wood, and it's almost invisible. And then we're going to take, I think, the same wood you said, and kind of catty corner it to
when
cover
we finish the plumbing and the wiring, we'll put a corner trim in there to block that, close that stuff up. That's actually the drip line from the rear air conditioning unit that goes through the floor.
Which I think we're going to pull out eventually, but that's going to be a job. And really, you know, you guys have heard us say we're ready to get on the road with this thing. So we're doing just enough to make it livable and enjoyable for now. And then later on, we'll take a break and come back and do some more major renovations. But I guess that's it. This is still, right now, the closet. A lot of people have asked us whether or not we will ever put a shower in here. And after we said no to the bathroom door, I think we decided never say never. So this may eventually become a shower, but for right now, for our purposes, we needed the closet space more. And, you know, outdoor showers aren't a problem. A lot of places we stay, campgrounds and things, have showers and bathhouses, so that's not our issue right now.
And also, we've had a lot of experience with campers and RVs. One of the things we never really like is for them to have the storage spaces in the cab. You ended up with a very narrow corridor, and we like the open air. So by keeping a closet in here, we can not have so much storage space up in the front cab.
Yeah, and you can see we took the other side of the bread rack down while we're working, and we painted this pretty brown. We painted this door brown, which took beautifully. I wasn't sure, but it actually did take really well. So when this door's closed from the front, you can't really. It's not that noticeable that it's not the matching wood from up here. I know the lighting is awful. We haven't done the lighting in here yet. We're getting to it next week. So if you stayed to the end, thank you so much for watching. Again, we put these videos out every Saturday while we're working on getting the shuttle bus finished, and hopefully we're getting to the point where very soon we'll take it on a test ride and go stay somewhere close by for a weekend and see how it goes. So be sure that you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can follow along. And
we're really looking forward to doing a complete walk around with you, where we can show you this whole thing from front to back and answer other questions you may have.
And once we finally get this thing finished. Oh, telephone, time to go. See you next week.